Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hungry for Hallmark. And today I have the very lovely Kathryn Davis here. Hello, Kat.
Hello. Yes, Kat. Kat's the nickname. Catherine, we always say seems too formal. So
Yes, we're not formal today. It's a very chilly day.
perfect. Love it. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here and to see what it is that you are baking along the Unwrapping Christmas Mia's Prince theme.
Yes, that is
Mm.
exactly what we're doing. We're going to chat about unwrapping Christmas, Mia's prints, and we're also going to make something scrumptious. So I'm just going to start with what we're going to make because I'll start it and then I'll ask you a few questions. So, given that it's Christmas in July, it is summer, it is hot outside, and we're doing a little bit of Christmas theme. I'm going to be making ice cream sandwiches disguised as Christmas gifts. So basically, like a Klondike bar, the ice, like it's a square ice cream bar. And we're going to bedazzle it and make it look like a Christmas present because unwrapping Christmas, Mia, your character, and all the other ladies that you are with in the movie own a gift wrapping shop. And you are a master at wrapping gifts, especially with the special technique that you have, which I'm not sure if I can say too much. But that's why we're going to make our ice cream sandwiches look like gifts in homage to the gift shop. So that's what we're making.
That was so fun. We said Klondike bar, and I just had the theme like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I'm like, oh,
I know. It's so
today it would go down so well.
yes.
It's so toasty outside.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yes, though that sounds very welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And it would be fun, if you're having a Christmas in July party, if you're having a watch party for unwrapping Christmas, it's the perfect summer slash Christmassy treat. So I thought it was appropriate. I am going to grab it out of the freezer and do my first step, which is fairly quick, and then we'll get into it. So I'm just going to run there real quick and grab it.
Perfect. Ooh, so excited. I
Okay.
have a sweet tooth, so I'm like,
Oh, me
but I'm
too.
not a baker. I'm not a baker. We did discuss that. I'm like, you want to make it for me? I'll eat it.
But
But
you play one very well in Hearts Around the Table.
yes, that was very, very clever editing and a very patient director being like,
Hey,
Marco, the director, is amazing. And I was just I couldn't even cut a pepper without getting the giggles and stuff. But, he made me look like a chef, I
that's
think.
movie magic in action. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so here's our Klondike bar. I unwrapped it. Of course, you want to unwrap it first. So because this is cold and the candy melts we're using are kind of warm, it's going to harden rather quickly. So you kind of have to work fast. These are the candy wafers that I use. They're either called candy wafers or candy melts, and you just melt them in the microwave in like 30-second increments until you have a melty, glossy
Ooh.
consistency here. So I'm going to point this down. I'm going to put it here. And I found that the best way to cover these up is by pouring because we don't want it to get all lumpy and ugly. So I'm basically just going to pour it all on top. It looks like a lot, but I'm going to spread it. I promise
Ooh.
it's not as much crazy sugar as it looks. Because we're going to trim it down on the sides and all that loveliness. Okay, perfect. Just make sure all the sides are covered. And then that's pretty much your first step. It's going to look a little messy, which is totally fine because once it's frozen, we are going to trim down the outside so it looks like a beautiful square present. And that is your very easy first step. And then I'm just going to put this in the freezer to harden. And then I've got some questions for
Perfect.
you.
The gingerbread man is your sous chef today.
Yes, he sure is. He's the cute little guy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is my first question for you. When you found out this was the Unwrapping Christmas movie series was an ensemble cast type of a movie, 4 parts, what was your first reaction? Like, have you ever done anything like that before?
I hadn't. No, it was so it came I was actually just about to leave for the UK because I'd landed a project there, and my agent was really worrying about me. She said, "Oh, I don't know, you're going over to England for she's like I'm a Jewish mother. I panic. That's all I do is I panic." So she kept calling me on every day pretty much for about maybe 4 days before I was leaving. And so I had a call come through from her, and she's just I'd missed it, and it said, just call me back. I'm like, "Oh, Gail, she's worrying about me again." And then she said to me, she said, "I have another offer for you. It's to do, it's a new Hallmark project with Fireside, which is a company out of Ottawa." And then it was such a brief conversation because I was literally pouring rain and I was trying to like just grab errands and travel stuff before heading over to the UK.
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's a 4 part thing. You have your own film. Oh, there's other leading ladies, they'll have theirs." And then she just w listed them off. She's like, "Cindy Busby, Ashley Newbert, Natalie Hall." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay." So that was sort of, there was a lot of bubbling energy. I was so excited, but I was very distracted at the same time because it's raining and I've got a flight in 2 days, and I've got another project I have to worry about, and I've got this new script. So it was sort of like that very overwhelming. I always say when it rains, it pours in this industry. So it was huge, immense excitement, but at the same time, very daunting because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have so much work that I've got to do in the next couple of weeks and stuff." And I finish this project in England. How am I going to have enough time to work on my script for this next one? But I knew the names, I knew the actresses. So that was really exciting because I had heard of, there was a couple of series called The Love Club,
Yes.
and I had auditioned for a role on that a few years before. And so I really liked the idea. I was like, "Oh, well, it's all female cast and you're working with leads and everyone has their own film." So I knew of the concept. So I was really excited that I would have my own film and then I would get to appear in the other ladies' movies too. And then I knew we all knew of each other through the industry. You say Cindy Busby,
Yeah.
actors that work in this, and Natalie Hall, we know each other, but we've never worked directly with each other.
Mhm.
We always work with the men. So we sometimes joke that the men get recycled. So it's like, "Oh, you've worked with so and so." "Yeah, yeah, me too. I worked with him in 2021. "Oh, you worked with that." "Oh, okay, nice." So we're weirdly connected, but it's always through our male co-stars. So Cindy, who is just awesome at just being organized and on it, she started set up a group chat. So we were already chatting ahead of production, um, talking about, the scripts and yeah, the approach to the work. Cindy was first to go in for production. I was the second movie. So then when we met in person, it was that all those nerves of, meeting one another, they weren't there because we already felt that we knew each other anyways. So it was almost immediately a sisterhood
Yep.
during the filming because we
I love it.
and it was interesting for me as an actor because I love to learn whenever I'm on a set. Um, we all work in a very, very similar manner,
Hmm.
which I think explains why we do work.
Yes.
So I was watching them work and seeing how they are on their toes, they're inventive, they try different things with every take, that they come with ideas and they're prepared to play. And we like to find those moments where in between scripted words, we can find that humanity. And I discovered that very, very quickly with them. That
Oh,
was it. This is why you work. They're consummate professionals. I also saw like Cindy Busby, very much the producer brain going
I
because she's
can see
very,
that with her.
very efficient
Yes.
with like she knows her stuff. She hits her marks. Like, you cannot fault her. She's just so professional. So I was watching her doing I think the first full day we were working, all of us together, was part of the gala sequence. And she would just come in and she'd have to like squeeze past, some background performers and hit her mark without doing the obvious actor kind of rookie mistake of
Sure. Yep.
looking down to physically see your mark. You want to make it as natural as possible. And I just would watch her come through and she would hit her mark every single time. I'm like, how are
Wow.
you doing that? Holding Jake Epstein's hand, a massive present, and not looking at the floor.
Oh,
And yeah, so I saw the producer brain in her clicking at times. And yeah, it was just lovely to see and get to know them on personal levels,
mhm.
and understand that their essence, that we all have a different essence, but at the same time, we all work in a similar way. And I think it just, yeah, complemented. And I hope audiences enjoy that as well.
Oh, yes. And that's why you clearly all work so well together and your characters meld so well together. I watched all of them on Hallmark Plus last year, which is why I already know all. But yes, it definitely shows that you have that mutual respect for each other in real life and on the set. Yeah, it's beautiful. And that actually brings me to my next question. If you are still, in touch with all of them, because I saw Hearts Around the Table as well, and you got to work with some of the same people again, which was so cute.
I I did. That was such a lovely surprise. I it was the end of summer and I got a message again from my agent. She said, "Give me a call." And then she's like, "I have another offer that's come through for you. It's another four-parter. They want you for, she gave me kind of the rundown. It was like Mindy Cohn's involved in it. That was the only name I knew.
Yeah.
They didn't give me anything else. They just said Mindy Cohn. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
done.
they're getting the big wig in from like LA. Okay, okay, that she's the foster mom. Good, great. And then I was running an errand. I was taking my dog out, and suddenly my phone goes bing, and it's from Ashley, and she goes, "Hi, Kiki." And that clicked straight away. I was like, "Oh my, are you on this movie?" So was playing Jenna,
Yeah.
and then I think over the next couple days I was learning that Jake Epstein was one of the other siblings. So basically, out of eight of the leads for the Unwrapping
Yeah.
series, four of us were reunited on this one.
I love it. I love it.
And then I found out Torrance was in talks to do the role a couple days into production on Ashley's film. So I was up filming, and the executive producer Beth came over to me and she's like, "Oh, like we're in talks with Torrance," and I was like, "Oh," because we'd already worked together, and so it was an ironic reunion. And I don't know if production quite knew straight away that we had all just worked together.
Right? But
It's
it's
just by happenstance. But it made it so much easier for Hearts Around the Table because we already had that established, trust and friendship, and had been, working together, playing with each other on camera. So I
yeah.
think that even built and helped with Hearts Around the Table.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and there was a little bit of swapping of the, romantic.
I got Torrance this time.
It was so funny to me because in my brain I'm thinking, but no, you're supposed to be with this guy. She's supposed to be with that. But no, that's a totally other movie.
It could be funny on set too because
Yeah.
I've worked with Steve Lund as well, who was playing Ashley's love interest in Hearts Around the Table, and so it's like, hey Steve, like we show up. He's so lovely, and I'd worked with him in 2022, so we'd been romantic leads in a Lifetime movie called Six Degrees of Santa. So it's lovely to come full circle. There were some new faces in it. Stephanie Bennett, we had her in from Vancouver. And I hadn't worked with Michelle Morgan before, but again, knew of her.
Yes.
And then there's the lovely Brendan Morgan, who's just such a sweetheart, and is really seems to be taking off in the acting industry right now. And so yeah, there were fresh faces, there were new family members that we could get to know and connect with. And yeah, hopefully it displayed it on the screen. Magic.
It definitely did. Absolutely did. That's so cool. Okay, so now I'm going to get my ice cream bar out of the freezer. I'm going to show you the next step. Then we have more questions. Stay.
Perfect. I'm learning. This is like a opportunity to learn as well.
That's right. Okay, so this one I made yesterday, so I already kind of cut around the edges. And now I'm going to put a different color of candy melts. I'm going to do green just so we have a contrast. And actually, I'm going to put down my parchment paper so I don't ruin my counter.
Oh, yeah. A sticky mess otherwise.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I have the green candy melts here, a nice Christmassy color. And I'm just going to put it in a piping bag with a little tiny tip. Put that in. You can really be as creative as you want. Decorate however you want. I think I'm going to do kind of like a plaid type of design because I really loved the dress that you wear, your character Mia wears in Unwrapping Christmas. It's this really cute plaid kind of romper skirt.
That was my favorite.
It was
Yes.
so
In
cute.
my wardrobe fitting, I said, I'm like, this is my favorite look.
Me too.
Aside from the gala dress.
So,
Yeah, I loved their invention with the character and my director for it, Amy For, she had a lot of input about the wardrobe because they wanted it to be kind of romantic and old-fashioned.
yes.
And yeah, I complete faith in Amy For. She's an amazing director. I've worked with her 5 times. So
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I loved your wardrobe. It was adorable.
mhm.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of, you know, make it as plaid-ish as I can. I'm just doing stripes and then we're going to go across the other direction. And I left my freezer open, so now it's beeping.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. All right.
I've never done anything like piping wise with cooking.
Oh, this is the easiest. If you haven't done it before, this is the easiest way to begin because you don't have to have any skill for, stripes. It's totally easy and doable. See, I already kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to be so cute and delicious. Okay.
Is there
And
a particular flavor for the green one? Is it mint or
it's not, these are all vanilla flavored and just different
ah,
colors, but
okay.
it's tricky with candy melts because you can't really add a flavor. It has to
Yeah.
be specially made for candy melts or it will destroy the consistency of it.
Oh.
Okay, so I kind of did like a lattice type of design. And then if you wanted to kind of fill in a few here and there, you can do that just to, give it a little dimension. And I'll just fill in one there. That looks good for now. We'll keep it like that. And then we'll add the
Wow.
bow in a little bit, and then I'll show
Oh,
you
lovely.
the finished product. But I'm going to close my.
Close your freezer. Close the door of that freezer.
Okay, I'm just gonna let that harden for a minute, and then I'm gonna add like a ribbon and a bow and make it complete. It's very quick and easy, honestly.
Are
It's
they edible, the bows?
oh yeah, we're
You can
gonna
eat them? Ah, okay,
write
cool.
them out with or draw them out with this.
Ah, okay.
Easy peasy. It might look complicated, but it's really not. But now that brings me to my next question with the wrapping. For your character Mia, did you actually have to learn some new techniques? Like, are you already a good Christmas gift wrapper, or did you have to learn things?
I feel that every Christmas, the first present is always the worst, and then by the end, I'm a connoisseur in terms of wrapping gifts. I did have to do a little bit of training. So, the production design team were amazing. A gent named Greg and Tom, and they were kind of first off, they decorated out the entire design of the store, which was beautiful. Like you walked in, it's already on a very historic street, so it's a beautiful, like I guess historically protected building, right in the middle of Ottawa, like literally the CRA is like the Canada Revenue's across the road, the US Embassy's down the street. So you're on the heart of like the parliamentary hub of Ottawa. And then you've got this beautiful building that was just the ceilings were probably they have to have been like 18 feet. and then they had other floors above. Um, it was immensely gorgeous, and then they just decorated out all of the wallpaper. The cards that were used in the store are all Hallmark cards, which I was like, that's so sweet. That Hallmark's sending stuff over for us to be able to use on set. And the wrapping, they had a 3D printer in there. It's just amazing. Like Greg and Tom just really excelled. They just led that team so well. But they were also teaching me how to do the photochi wrapping technique. So they were sending me videos and they would send me home with cloths, different
Yeah.
fabric types every night. And I was learning them because, they were like, you're gonna have to do them on camera. So thankfully those were saved as inserts. So we would just sort of have the camera rolling all set up on my hands and then I would go through. Of course, whenever it's a wide shot
Yeah.
or one where I'm talking and you're focusing on the dialogue, my rapping was superb. But then the perfectionist in me, whenever we're doing the inserts and I'm rapping, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Amy, this looks like a mess, Greg. I'm sorry. But I think it worked out, it was just very clever editing. And that technique is really pretty. And I did like the fact that I say in the film, like if it's your last gift and you run out of tape, you don't need anything to secure it because it's just all about twisting fabric and using the weight of fabric to you know I guess contain itself.
Sure.
So yeah, I did have to do it. They sent me home with videos and
Okay.
yeah, fabrics and different sizes of boxes to be able to figure it out. So
Okay.
yes, the wrapping is those are my hands.
Yeah, and I knew they were. I was looking. I always look for things like continuity type of things, and I could tell because you had the beautiful nails,
Oh
and
my God.
I'm like, those are her nails. I know we're doing this.
I had to. So sometimes this is just what I think a lot of actors are like. In our downtime, we're just sort of like, meh, about life.
Sure.
I had gone to the UK and filmed a movie where they wanted to have uniform nails, so they were gluing nails on.
Oh.
And I am so clumsy. I would be putting pants on and trousers in England because anyone in England said you're putting your underwear on, trousers in England. I'd have a nail fly off, or I'd find it on the inside of like my tights and so forth. So I was constantly having to have them re-glued back on.
Yeah.
And then on weekends, they would all start peeling off. Well, by the end of production, my nails, I destroyed them. I'd
Oh no.
ripped off layers of my nails. So then I reached out to Ali, who was head of my makeup and hair, sorry, my makeup for Fireside. I'd worked with her 6 months earlier. And I'm like, Ali, my nails are ragged. Are you gonna what's the plan? Are we gonna color like them? She's like, just go get your nails done. So I
Okay.
did, and so I show up with these like immaculate nails, which is very unlike me. And then all the girls, when we arrived the first week of filming, and we're doing the kind of like 4, 2, 6, putting our hands in.
I lost you. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
where did you go? Oh boy. Come back to me.
I can still see you.
Oh, you
Did
can.
you lose the visual?
Yes, I made a mistake. Okay, wait, or is that you? No. It said 10 minutes left, and then
Yeah.
I hit a button, and that was clearly the wrong button to choose. Um,
Oh.
okay, I'm going back. Oh God. All right, I'm trying. Woo. Okay, I got you back.
There we are.
It's probably going to kick us off in about 7 minutes.
Okay.
Woo, I'm sweating now.
That's so, yeah, I know the extra stress of this sort of thing as
Right?
well.
All good. We can
Yes,
edit things out.
we are all good now. But yeah, we have in the film we do a 4, 2, 6 kind of all hands in, and then we go woo kind of thing. So when it came to doing some of the first camera setups, we had the camera kind of on, I think technically a jib. And so it goes from our hands and then pulls up as our hands are supposed to go out. And all of the ladies had shown up like me on set and no, their normal nails, and they all start going, "Oh, I didn't think we'd be doing hand inserts. Oh, what do your nails look like? I haven't had mine done," kind of thing. So my hand is always on
On the
top
top.
because they're like, "She's got nice nails. Kat, put your hand on top." So I'm like, So every single time we're like, woo, you'll see it's my hand on top just to cover everyone else's. And
Oh, that's
whereas
funny.
my nails had been like that days before as well, and would be the normal case that I just like to go with natural. But
Yes.
yeah,
Oh
I did
my
have fancy nails on that one because I destroyed my own in it took months. It's about 6 months for them to repair themselves. So
goodness.
yeah, very first world problems, but
Oh, well, I mean, but it's very cool to know the backstory behind the beautiful nails because
yeah,
I was admiring that. That's really funny though.
they were hiding all manner of sin
Sure.
underneath. Very, very damaged nails
Oh
underneath, which
my
are
God.
fine now for the most
Good.
part, but
Good, good. I'm glad they're back to normal. I'm going to quickly show you how I do the ribbon and the bow, and then I have, one or two more questions and we can wrap it up.
perfect.
I'm going.
Pardon the pun.
That's right. That is right. Pun intended. Okay. So oh, did it harden? Okay, hold on. Just a little. All right, there we go. We're just going to do a ribbon going up and down. It does not need to be perfect because we are not all artists, which I am not. My father is, but I am not.
Oh, I admire artists. I'd love to be
Yes.
artistic with, paintbrushes and
Yes.
charcoals and pastels and stuff, but I'm a
I,
bit too hypercritical of my stuff.
oh, you know what? I think it's best to just try and just see what happens. You never know.
No, you don't.
Just never know. Okay, so here I'm attempting at making a bow. Okay, and then I'll show it to you so you can actually see it in the right direction.
Lovely. I see the little tails of the
Yes.
bow where it's tied.
And then I have, these are just sugar pearl, and I'm just gonna put a pearl right in the middle. These are totally edible. It's just made of sugar and some edible glitter to
Oh.
dazzle it up a bit.
See, this is why I need to get into baking because there's all these kinds of cool ingredients and
It's so,
sprinkles that sparkle. That is too cool.
yes, it's so fun. It's so fun. You can just be as creative as you like. And then what you want to do, where's my knife? Okay, just grab it. I'm just going to trim because these candy melts, they harden. So you can just kind of chop them off so it looks nice and neat. And pretty much it. I'm going to turn it around. And here it is.
It's cool. Oh, lovely. And I would have thoroughly enjoyed that on being on
Yes.
set last summer.
Oh, yes.
It was
I
so
bet
hot.
you could.
I
I
would have gorged that.
I'm going to put this in the freezer because I can feel it melting under my fingers. So I'll be right back.
Perfect.
Okay, we are back in business. All right. And then, yes, I had one more question. I was curious. As far as Hallmark Christmas movies, was the Christmas Carousel, was that your first Hallmark Christmas movie, or was there something before that?
Well, sometimes I've worked on films that you don't know who they've been sold to because sometimes the
Oh,
selling happens after the fact. But that one was for sure because it's Rachel Boston and Neil Bledsoe. So that guaranteed was the first one. I don't know if others that I've worked on have eventually been sold to Hallmark.
okay.
We don't really know. They air on the W network in Canada because we don't have Hallmark Channel up here. So yes, I only see it on like our normal TV up here, so I'm never quite sure as to who ended up buying the production in the end. But that one guaranteed, yes, Christmas Carousel was my first.
Okay. I love that movie too.
Yes.
There's really not a Christmas movie I don't love. Have you always been into the Christmas movie scene, or is that something that just kind of you fell into it doing other types of movies first?
Yeah, I kind of ended up finding my way into this industry. It is a big chunk of the industry up here. They're called MOWs, so movies of the week. And I had been auditioning for a while. They do, it generally tends to be um, you do there's the romance ones or there's thrillers.
Yes.
And so they'll have like the Lifetime channel will do all of like the thriller
Yeah.
films, do some romance, some Christmas ones, and then Hallmark is all romance. So I had done a thriller and I had landed a role of playing a snooty princess in something, and
Oh,
then I guess that just ended up I just continued working with various production companies, just auditioning and then getting cast in roles that ended up becoming of that genre, and then
yeah.
ended up kind of seems like I'm making a little niche for myself
Yes.
career wise, and I love them. They're just so much fun. You meet such good people along the way. Even yesterday, I was messaging Torrance. We're still, oh, you had a question earlier. We are still in touch, the 426 girls. We were chatting yesterday, actually. And yeah, I'm going down to actually California. My sister is expecting her first baby in October. So I'm gonna hope to meet up with like Cindy, and if Ashley's visiting, and like Natalie and Mindy Cohn and Torrance. And so I feel like I've got a whole family of yeah, indirect acting family down there that I can connect with, sort of thing. So yeah.
Special. I love that. I've met a lot of special people through just doing my recipes and just connecting through, social media and the conventions. I go to Christmas,
Yeah.
which is where this little guy is from. And it's just so cool where it's such a beautiful little family, or I should say big family,
Yeah.
all our community. It's a very special thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I think so too. I haven't been invited yet to a convention. I
oh
think I still
well,
have to work on a few more credentials with Hallmark and stuff. But Torrance goes, Cindy goes, like they're headliners for them.
yeah.
And so yeah, maybe that's down the road
Oh,
for
I'm
me.
sure. I'm
Even if
sure.
not, they're amazing people to work with. So
Oh
we
yeah.
just have a blast every day.
Yeah, I can tell. I can see that. That's wonderful. Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you talking to me and just hanging out while I'm making some frozen treats and
But
giving us a little inside scoop.
yo, thank you for having me on. It's such a pleasure to meet the community out there. So I really do appreciate that you reached out to me. I'm very honored.
Oh,
And yes, I hope everyone enjoys the Unwrapping Christmas series coming out in July.
they absolutely
Today. Well, July
today.
1st.
Oh my gosh, it is July 1st. Whoa. Yes,
July, my goodness.
crazy. Yes, everybody watch all of the Christmas, or sorry, Unwrapping Christmas movies, and yours is the second, Mia's Prince,
Mhm.
second weekend. Okay, great. Well, thank you so, so much. And I hope I can meet you in person sometime soon.
Thank you. I would love that. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.